Good afternoon. Welcome into another Hidden Gems live stream interview. We are here today on Thursday, the 3rd of July, doing an interview with an offensive client. We actually have one of our regional scouts, Natalie Candiano, with us. And we've got Raphael McCoy here. Hope everybody's having a good week. Hopefully, everybody's got big plans, enjoying some beautiful weather going into the 4th. Want to welcome Raphael to the Hidden Gems family. He became a client, maybe about a week ago?
Week and a half ago.
Yeah, about a week and a half ago. And so we're trying to get him moving in the right direction. And so we're going to take some time here and get to know him. Raphael, thanks for joining us. Hope you're having a great Thursday here. Hope you're having a good week, and I'm just excited to get to know you a little bit more and hear more about your story. So, talk to us about what's been going on this week. What have you been up to?
I've been working out, spending time with my family, and so getting ready for the 4th. Like I was just saying, I'm about to travel back home, so. When I go back home, go see all my little cousins and stuff like that, and see the fireworks, let off some fireworks.
Okay, all right. You barbecue, cookouts.
Oh yeah,
part of the routine.
Huge barbecue.
Okay, what's normally on the menu? What's traditional with your family?
Spanish food, soul food. So Spanish rice.
Really?
Whatever, and everything for real. All types of Spanish food, all types of empanadas, and then all fried chicken, barbecue chicken. You run down the list, ribs, all that.
Well, where's the Spanish part come in at? What's the attraction?
Both sides.
Spanish food.
Yeah, both sides. My mom's 100% Puerto Rican.
Really?
And my father's about like 50-50 for real. His mom was 100% Puerto Rican also.
Wow.
It's weird though because his mom's like real, like she's a real dark Puerto Rican. My mom's like really light. It's kind of weird, like how I don't know, but I'm like a lot of Puerto Rican. So like I don't speak Spanish. I'm fake. So I don't speak.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you ever go down to Puerto Rico? You visited there or?
Never. I got some. I know like of some family there, some like old heads, but I've never been yet.
Okay. Is it on the bucket list to go to Puerto Rico and see where your family's from and learn more?
Yeah, and I think you don't need a passport to go over there, regardless. So like that's easy, and it should be cheap. Maybe I don't know.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
So let's kind of jump into the football story now. Talk about where you're originally from. Are you from Pennsylvania originally, or where were you born and raised at?
I'm from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. I was born in Staten Island, New York. So, but
Staten Island, New York. Okay.
Yeah, but I grew up in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, for real. And then, so yeah, that's pretty much that's where I was raised. So.
Okay. So, did you play your high school ball in Pennsylvania then, or?
Yeah, I was 2-3 when I moved to Pennsylvania. So I played all my football in Pennsylvania. Pee Wee, I started playing football when I was 6. Okay. So always from them.
Talk about your high school career. Where did you play your high school ball? Were you just a football player, or did you play multiple sports? Kind of talk us through that.
Yeah, I played football and I did track. So that's the only 2 sports I played. So like at first, I'm from the small city and we had 3 high schools in the city. And it was weird. Like my freshman, sophomore year, junior year, by the end of the season, I had 17 players on the team. It was bad.
Okay.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. So like we ain't had no quarterback. Like I was 145, 50 pounds, and I've lifted more than the old lineman and stuff like that. So it was crazy season. And so all I did was jet sweeps. That's it. And I played corner for real. Like that's what I was taking serious because I didn't get to play receiver ever. So I was really a back. Like I would take jet sweeps and stuff like that. Like whole team know I was, as soon as I went in motion, I was getting the ball or whatever the case may be. So that's how I was on the offensive side. My senior year, my city combined schools. So all three of the schools in the city, we all combined. So like the schools were separate still, but the teams, so all the sports teams combined a year early before they built the big school. So it was weird, but it was cool. So after that year, when everybody combined, I finally had a quarterback, actual team. We got an offensive coordinator from like a different district or something like that to come over here to coach. So after that, I went for like 1,000. I went for like over 1,000 yards receiving that season. I went crazy by like week. I didn't get no offers or anything all through high school. And then after like week 3, week 4, I had like Penn State, Temple calling, all that to get me on business, stuff like that. So that's how it was with my high school career. So everything started really like got there late. I did track also. I went to states for every single year track, like from freshman year. I didn't get to go my senior year because of COVID. So my senior year was COVID, so I didn't get to run. But I love track too also, but I couldn't, I was a football player always, so I couldn't do that in college.
What were your events in track? What did you specialize in?
All the sprinting events. I did the 100, 200, 4x1, and the fourth event I'd hop in the 4x4, the open 400, whatever my coach wanted me to do. I'd jump an event, I'll do triple jump, long jump, something like that.
Okay.
Mm.
What's your best times in each of your sprinting events?
I ran 10.6 my junior year. I ran 10.6 100. I ran 21.7 at the state meet my junior year. So those are my fastest times, like laser that I'm gonna give myself. But I mean, I could have ran. I know I could run. Like right now, that's what I'm saying. Like I know I could run probably like I could have ran if I had my senior year, I would have ran a 10.4 at least for sure. So I would have ran 10.4. I probably if I ran in college, I could have been a low. Like I never really took it. I just did it because I was good. Like, I never really took track serious for real. I just did it to help me with football. Like that was how my head was when I was in high school. I was just like doing it because like I come in first, so it was cool. I didn't really like it that much though.
So you're a speed demon, in other words.
Yeah, for sure. And like that's how I started out. Like it was kind of raw when I went to my freshman year and stuff like that. And then I started polishing up like the last few years and stuff like that. Like throughout college, I was polished as a receiver all the way. But like at first, I was really just fashioning everybody. It seemed like.
So, what kind of awards and honors did you have as a track star in high school?
So my school, I left with all the records. So like the school that I was saying is no longer and combined and stuff like that. So like I'm in the books for them for life. So I broke the school's 100, 200, 4x1, and in my city, I think I have a District 2 record for track. I think I have like 2 of them, maybe I have the 200 record and I have 4x1 record. Somebody just beat my 100 record, so it's a bad deal.
I gotcha. So talk about how did that, as far as football is concerned, how did that track speed and the training and development from that sport, how did you find that it translated into the game of football?
It helped a lot. I feel like it helped me like stay in shape for real. Because you're just running. So I mean, I was just in shape. That whole year I was in shape, like the whole entire year. That's what made it like when I went to college, I didn't have that in the spring, but you had spring football for real. So like that would replace it, but it still wasn't the same. I don't know. I wish I did. I don't know. I like track. I like the different sports. Like I liked how I had football. Now that I'm thinking about it, I had football, and then like you could transition into something else. But it's like it's all correlating together. Like it's all gonna help. So like I did like that.
Did you find any benefit? Like, I mean, I've coached receivers throughout the time I was a coach. Did you find that it helped in as far as like your burst off the line of scrimmage or getting in and out of your breaks or?
I feel like it helped most with my long speed.
Okay.
So like because I'm fast, so it's like I never had that problem for real. And then like track just like kind of amplified it. So like now I'm not. There's no way I'm getting a hold. Like if I'm neck and neck with you, I'm leaving you. Or like if you anywhere behind, if you could see there's no, and I'm not gonna stop. So like a football field only 100 yards. So it's
Right.
like my favorite event was a 200. I could run a 400. You know what I mean? Like I could get a sub 50 400. So like when I'm going, I'm only getting faster, the whole way. So like I could cut, like I could do a lot. Like I have great stamina because of track. I feel like that's really what it did. Like maybe muscle fatigue, endurance, or whatever.
What about though, like with your stance, getting in and out of your stance, that explosive jump off the line? Because I know in track you have to utilize a certain stance and things when you're sprinting. Did you find any correlation with like when you get in your receiver stance and being able to burst out of that stance?
Yeah, for sure. Because we had to work with blocks. So it's like we get a lot of block work. So,
Yeah.
but it's just the receiver stance and the track and field stance is not like each other for real. So it's like
But
regardless,
using those
yeah.
muscles to explode out, though, is what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, yeah, it
Okay.
definitely help with that.
So, talk a little bit about the offense that you were operating out of in high school. Were you guys working out of a spread, or what type of offensive system were you working with?
So my senior year, when we had an offense. We actually started throwing the ball instead of just running it. We did everything. So we did everything. It was kind of like it was so brand new to me. So like we never did any of that. We huddled from my freshman year all the way until my junior year. We did all that, ran the ball. Senior year, oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. My senior year, we had spread offense. We had different packages. We're throwing hand signals out like actual college football. So it's like a college offense. So we had a lot. I ran outside, inside, did sweep still. I did pretty much. We did everything my senior year, but it was completely different than all the other years.
I gotcha. So, were, did what was your production like in high school? I mean, on the football side of things, were you a heavy producing receiver, or were
Yeah, I had the yeah I had like 1,000 I have over 1,000 receiving yards my senior year,
okay?
and over 20 touchdowns. But I had some kick return touchdowns. I had a couple of rushing touchdowns, but I had about like 15 receiving touchdowns, maybe 14 receiving touchdowns. And I went
Okay.
crazy my senior year because usually you don't even see like people getting an offer just from their senior year. You know what I mean? Like usually
Right.
you're scouted, throughout the whole process or whatever. But I didn't really know anything. I kind of in my head I always thought I was gonna be I was gonna go D1. You know what I mean? But I didn't know how bad actually my situation was like, at the time. Like I was not doing any of that. Like I was getting jet sweeps. I couldn't show what I could do at all. Like it wasn't none of that. Maybe on the defensive side of the ball because I wasn't shutting anything down, but just my district too. It wasn't that. You know what I mean? I had no receiver or nothing that like I don't know that I was going against every week. So I knew I wasn't. I don't know. My senior year, we moved up the district to the top district in Pennsylvania, and then everything just started happening fast my senior year. So I mean that's where the production came from. Then.
So, did you receive all conference honors, or all state, or all county, or any of those kind of different things, or
Yeah, I got all conference. I have all conference first team and all that, but all state. I think I got third team.
third team?
Or yeah, or honorable mention. It was bad. Whatever it was bad because like it was Marvin Harrison Jr. that was in my school too. He didn't have
Marvin Pearson Jr. Okay.
yeah, but he didn't have the stats that I had at all. So I remember that. I know.
So when you see him and what he's been able to accomplish with his career at Ohio State, now the NFL, moving on, what does that do for you motivation wise, knowing that you competed in the same time frame as him, maybe not directly against him, but you two we're around in the same time frame competing for awards and honors, records, all these different things. What does that do for your motivation?
Uh, Nothing really. I kind of realized that it's really not even about it. Situation matters a lot, like a lot more than anybody would even really know. Like people would think that okay, you're a bowler, like you're like that, just so you should just be in the league or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Like, I know players that played. Like I had friends, like these are my guys that played behind me, and are in the NFL right now, and like I know, and like NFL cornerbacks that are like my friends, my close friends that are in the league right now, just got drafted and stuff. That like I have reps, like it's almost 100%, and it's just how things work out. But things, I don't know, things are gonna work out. I see the same thing with Julian Fleming. Julian Fleming was in my class. I felt as if I was better than Julian Fleming. He was the #1 recruit in the class. Like, I'm so sorry for what was happening with him or whatever the case may be. I don't mean to, but he like I felt as if I was better than him, and he was #1. Went to Ohio State. Transfer, like all that. So I'm seeing all this, and I'm seeing. I know my confidence has always been the same, and I know what I could do on the field. It's just getting that, that opportunity.
Right. So coming out of your senior year, you kind of go off production wise. What does recruitment look like for you at that point?
So all the big schools, they're basically saying, if you had one more year, you'd have we gave up all our offers once you come in at prefer walk-on. So everybody wants to hit me with prefer walk-on. I had prefer walk-on to like 3-4 FBS schools, and then I had offer a full ride to go play cornerback at St. Francis University.
Okay.
So I got a relationship. I was gonna go to Penn State with Coach Ronnie. So I thought that's what I was doing 100%. So, I went on to visit Penn State, just 2 hours away from where I'm from. You know what I mean? Everybody from where I'm from love Penn State. So it was like, all right, I ain't really care for Penn State ever. My cousin played for Pittsburgh Panthers, so I was more of like a Panthers fan. But so I went to the visit, and I really messed with it, whatever. I told him I was gonna go there. And he ended up getting the head coaching job at Old Dominion University. So when he got that job, he called me or whatever. He wanted me to go over there with him. And I talked to my peoples. It seemed like that was the best decision to make at that time. So I wanted to go do that. I felt like I would have balls and all that. So that's kind of how recruitment went. It was kind of, I could have did way more if I'd known, but it kind of was just who I knew, you know what I mean? I went to Penn State. This was the craziest thing I ever seen, you know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, I want to go. And this coach messing with me, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go with him.
So what made you feel that Old Dominion was the best fit for you at that point? What was it that stood out that said, hey, this is where you need to be?
So like Coach Dupuis, he was my receiver coach. He just kind of convinced me. I like him a lot, and he coached Jahan Dotson and KJ Hamler, guys that I knew of that were like really good receivers. Chris Godwin, who else? Allen Robinson. So he coached those guys and he was around those guys, and then I felt as if I'm like, all right, cool, like, and they kind of brought me, like, I felt like I thought I was going to Coach Ronnie and Coach Dupuis, because they were on the offensive side of the ball. I thought I was going there for them at Penn State. So then, when they both left, because he took Coach Dupuis with him. So like when they both left to go to Old Dominion, I'm like, yeah, of course. It's FBS, and it's probably less competition to get on the field. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I didn't know anything about Old Dominion, but I'm like, okay, they playing Power 5 schools, they playing these guys, so it's like, cool. Like, I'll go over there. I felt as if it would have just been I don't know. I just felt like it was a good deal because those are the coaches that were interested in me in the first place, and they know bull, so I'm gonna go over there.
Right. So you chose Old Dominion starting out of the gate. talk about how it was when you got on campus and that transition from high school to college life. How
It was
how
cool.
hard was the transition?
It wasn't that hard, but it was during COVID, so it was like it was a little off because of that. So like our nobody was allowed. It was just the athletes that was allowed in the dorms and for a point of time and stuff like that. So it was kind of off when I first got there, but
Okay.
I liked Norfolk. I mean, it was cool, and the transition was easy. Like the football wise was easy. Like I felt as if I was one of the more athletic players on the team off rip. So like I was already like I felt as if as soon as I lined up on the field, I was the fastest player on the field at all times. So and that's kind of like what it was around the locker room and everything as soon as I got there. So it was like, all right, cool. Like I'm already as athletic as all these guys. Now I just need to polish my game. So that's really what it was. So I think I don't know anything at that time. So I'm going 100 like gas. I'm doing what I know best. I'm just being an athlete. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
But there's obviously you gotta be a receiver. So it's like I ain't know much of that at first. So going into that season, I was really just working on my game. I was on the jugs every single day, getting right, um, working on my route running and stuff like that. And going into the season, I earned a starting job. I scored the most touchdowns in spring ball, whatever. Like I was balling. Like I wasn't supposed to be balling, apparently. I wasn't. There my coaches is up like my coach Dupuis and stuff like that. When I first got there, like the first like in the summer, because we got sent home for a little bit, but right in the summer, he called me. He's like, I always remember he called me. He was like, yo, basically like you not supposed to be this good. Like you wasn't supposed to be this good. Like I'm glad, but it's like with no disrespect, but it's like you're like you could actually have this job for real. Like there's nobody born. So I'm like that right there, he gave me confidence. I'm like, all right, cool. So I could really get right. But so I mean the transition was easy, but I didn't think it was gonna be hard for real, like going into it. Like I kind of felt like I don't know. Like I said, like I saw like I would see the top receiver in my class because he was around my area too. So I would see that and I felt as if I was that good at least. So when I went into college, I felt like it was.
So you were excited to be there. You weren't really sweating the whole transition and going from high school player to college player. You were just ready to finally get an opportunity to prove yourself.
Play football, yeah. Mhm.
I got you. So from a playbook standpoint, walking in the door, how big of a transition was that as far as what you had done in high school, your senior year, offensive system wise? Was it a big transition with the college playbook? Were you guys running a similar offense, or was it a totally new concept to you? What was that like?
So I thank God that we switched like combined schools and got that coach because it was a big transition. Like we had to do all the hand signals and stuff like that. But it was it was easy. It was easy for real. But the playbook was a big transition because it's so thick, it's ridiculous. Like it's
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So you gotta know a lot more, I guess, but it wasn't. I mean, I remember it being home, but I love football and stuff like that. So like studying the playbook and stuff like that is not a problem to me. You know what I mean? Like I'll watch film and I'll do that. That was never a problem. It comes second nature after a while. So after I look at it or whatever the case may be, it's already there. Like I don't know. That's not a problem to me. But it do take time, especially different playbooks. But after that, every other playbook was so easier. Like when every school I went to after that, it was like it was light. You know what I mean? Like
How many
yeah,
hours
I
a
don't
week
know.
did you spend studying the playbook? Like, what was your student of the game habits? Like, how many hours a day would you put in film study, playbook study wise? And then overall in a week, what would you say was an average number of hours you would put in between film and playbook study?
I wouldn't put in that much. Like I was really good at memorizing the play. So it would really just be the meeting. So once we had a meeting, I kind of lock it in, and then once we get those reps on the field, like I get the rep on the field. If I get the rep on the field, it's cool. But then you're watching the other reps, so it's like everything that we're going over, it's happening right after we go over it. So then after that, it's like it's kind of locked. It's not that hard, at least for me, because I know guys that is ridiculous. Like it's the hardest time ever. But it's not really that. It was never that deep to me for real. So I mean, it's easy.
Were you able to memorize 5, 6 different coverages and what that receiver does against every different coverage? I mean, it came that easy.
For sure. That's what I'm saying. I've been doing this football like all my life. That is my whole life. So when things kind of fell apart, it kind of like it was crazy. It's kind of crazy. It wasn't supposed to happen like that. But I mean, it is what it is.
As far as film study, did you see any benefit watching film and studying each week based on your opponents and learning what their tendencies were, telltale signs, weaknesses, flaws? Did you find a benefit in watching film and being able to know your opponent each week? Or
yeah, I find more benefit in the coverages and what the defense does rather than like the DB himself. For real. Like I don't really care who's the corner. It doesn't really matter to me. But what matters is the type of coverages that they playing. You know what I mean? Like obviously, I'm gonna need to know if I'm gonna have a squatter or like, you know, if when he's in cover 2, what's he gonna do in cover 2? Do they play catch technique any time or whatever? So when I get to that like 10-yard range or whatever, am I gonna expect, or like 8-yard range, am I gonna expect whatever the defense does usually, or like when you know how the safeties roll. So like, that's the stuff I'd look at. The linebackers when I'm going through, you know, coverages and stuff like that. So that's the stuff that I'd really like look at rather than the corner or the DB.
Sure.
Yeah.
Give us an example of a play that you ran as a receiver at Old Dominion. You don't have to give out necessarily the specific play call name or signal, but give us a play. Tell us what the offensive setup is. Is it spread? Is it ace? Is it pistol? And then talk about, okay, if it's cover 2 sitting in front of me, explain what your job is and you're in a particular route. Walk us through that progression and what your responsibilities are running a particular route against that coverage.
All right, so say we got
let's just say it's cover 2. I'll give you an easy one. It's cover 2 in front of you. You know, you got 2 high safety. And I don't know, give us one of your plays that you ran at Old Dominion at that time against cover 2. Tell us what the routes are for each receiver and what your responsibility is against that coverage. And if you see this or you see that, what are you doing? What's your adjustment? What are you supposed to do?
All right, so let's do. I'm gonna do a big box. So
okay.
A big box, we had it as in. So the slot guy is gonna run a slot feed. Cover 2, you don't want to run the slot feed because of the safeties, wide safeties.
How many receivers are we talking about? 4, 2x2,
3, probably pro set. So probably like 2x1.
2x1.
Or like a 2x2 with the tight end on the left side too. So let's say you got so say you got your receiver on the outside and you got your tight end. Set the tight end off the ball, you got your X receiver on the ball, and you're gonna have your slot, your A or your S, whatever you want to call it, or H off the ball. You're gonna have your Z. You're gonna have your Z on the ball. So boom. So you said cover 2, right? So what we gonna do? We gonna do. You want me to put a play together? You want to put a play together right now on the spot?
No, just explain. Right. Like, give me a play that y'all ran at Old Dominion, and go through each receiver's responsibilities if they see a cover 2 across the field from them. What were the routes and what was your responsibility at your position?
All right, bet. So let's just say we got an uncle. So let's say we got an uncle. It's a torque. Which is a comeback or a go. We got a slot fade. from the slot, and then we got another torque on the outside, and then we got like a flat right from the side end or whatever, a little alert for the QB. So cover two, if I see cover two, I'm gonna keep it going. So I'm gonna keep it going because you don't want to run a comeback on squatting, a cloud defender, you know what I mean, over there playing the slot. So that's what I would do when I was at Old Dominion. I played Z. Right now, like I feel more comfortable in the slot, but I could do whatever, you know what I mean. So I could do whatever. But I was primarily a perimeter like receiver when I was at Old Dominion. So that would be my job in that situation. I'd have to run the torque, which is either a comeback or a go. So I got the squatter or I got the the cloud. So I'll just take it. I won't run the comeback to him. So if it was not that, if he manned up on me or played off, I'd run that comeback at 12 yards. So that's that. You got the big box, that's going to be a slot fade no matter what, depending on the angle, depending on what the safeties are on, is going to be your angle, depending on what I'm on. So what I'm going to do is going to be more of a whole shot because we got a slot fade coming. So like you're not going to gas it. Like I'm not going to go, and just get in the way of that slot fade. So it's either a quarterback, if you coming over here for whatever reason, they're not going to throw the little flat to the tight end or go over there. He's gonna hit me on the whole shot, or if he got an opening for that flop fade, he's gonna take that. Cover two, I think you'd probably have to hit the whole shot in that situation. So it's like, because that's what you're gonna have to hit the whole shot, one of the two, because you can't get those flat route with the tight end because he's gonna run into that cloud defender. Depending on what that cloud defender they're gonna do, you can't, because you got the two high safeties, so they're gonna flare out. So you're gonna have to hit one of the whole shots, either me, or.
What was the adjustment if, let's say, they rolled a safety down and they went into a cover three look? What would be the adjustment with that play? Would there be any receiver adjustments or?
Yeah, so they ran a cover three. That means my corner he's going back. So right. I'm gonna run my torque. So I'm not gonna keep going into him. So I'm gonna run my comebacks. Both of us are gonna run the comebacks. It's no other adjustments. He's gonna be able to hit where he wants to hit at that point, I feel.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'd just like to give athletes a chance to display their football knowledge, their football IQ, breaking down, discussing plays, responsibilities, adjustments, checks, that kind of thing, because that's something scouts and GMs and player personnel directors want to know is your football IQ. So we get a chance here to discuss a little something about plays and talk about it. So that's what that was for. So talk about that time in Old Dominion. How did that all go as far as for you, seeing the field, becoming a productive member of the roster, really fitting into the scheme? How did things work out for you as you started to, spend more and more time with the Old Dominion program?
It was going well. As if it was doing really well. And then I was a starter. I started Z. I started out wide as Z receiver for the first couple games of my freshman season. So my first season, I started out the first 4 games. After the 4th game, the coaches was like, "We're gonna redshirt you." Thinking about it now, it's like I have 4 years. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't going. We made a quarterback change that game too. So like they made. I mean, the game after we had a whole different quarterback. It was just a bad situation we were in until like halfway through the season when we switched the quarterback, switched up everything, whatever. But I'm like, all right, cool. The person that ended up coming in and playing Z receiver pretty much and like starting for the rest of the year, he was like a vet. He's like his 5th year. He plays for the New York Jets now, so he's in the league and all that. So it's like it's understandable. You know what I mean? Seeing everything that he's been like doing and stuff like that. It's like, okay, like I see, I know, that's my guy. But it's like at that time, I'm like, I'm better. You know what I mean? I'm what am I doing? I proved that I'm starting. So it's like, what am I doing? But so I was kind of just like, and then it was frustrating too when I had to sit, and then I'm still doing, like, we're still practicing. So I'm still doing what I was doing the whole time. Like, I proved I was top 3 receiver. You know what I mean? That, like, like that on the team at that time. This is how I'm thinking. So it's like now, I'm still doing that, and it's just like not playing. It's like, yeah, I understand the red shirt or whatever. I don't care about none of that at that time. I'm trying to play football, and then I'm it's weird sitting out. It was so weird just sitting out, and I know I didn't have that, like, I didn't make it a problem. I ain't like do nothing, but it just felt weird. I know I could have played, and I was a preferred walk-on, so it was weird also that I'm starting and I'm paying for school, and there's people that I know aren't working as hard as me, that are not doing. I'm seeing that these my whatever, and they're getting checks every week and stuff like that, and they're not that good and stuff. So right after that season, I kind of I decided to leave, and then yeah, I mean, it was good though, like, coming in, and it got me knowing, and I got some good coaching. These guys coach, great players and stuff. So it was a great start to, my football career, just getting me right.
What was going on that they made wholesale changes like that? What caused that? I mean, was you guys just losing games, or
we were terrible? We were terrible. Yeah, we were bad. We played yeah, it was just a bad it was just a bad deal for the first 4 games. But we beat Hampton. We won 1 game out of the first 4.
okay.
We beat Hampton, but
so the record was going south, and the coaches just felt, hey, it's time to throw everything out. Start all over again.
It was a weird situation too, because before the season, we were all saying the quarterback that was the second string should have been starting. Everybody was on the same page with that. But I mean, I feel like it's because bro was from Virginia, you know what I mean? So it's like, get your Virginia native or whatever. He already had a big name or whatever the case may be. New coaches, you want to bring, more Virginia people to Old Dominion and stuff like that. So it was like a whole lot of that going on. And it was, I didn't care for it I'm trying to play ball. So it was like, I don't know. But then they made the right decision. So it just started out like that. It started off with, we had the quarterback that wasn't supposed to be playing, so it worked out like that. And then when they made that switch to the actual, the quarterback, stuff like that, then they started balling. Actually went to a bowl game that season and all that. So he started balling over Hayden.
Okay. I got you. So you leave Old Dominion, you hit the transfer portal. What's the portal look like once you jump in the portal? Like, a lot of interest, no interest? What was the situation?
Nah, nothing that much. I got in touch with lots of Division II schools and FCS schools. So really NEC schools. So all the NEC schools contacted me, really. So it was like Sacred Heart, St. Francis, Duquesne. That's where I ended up going. And all those schools, Wagner, they all were interested. And who else? There were a couple other schools trying to also bring me in, but they weren't trying to give me, like, I was trying to get my school paid for at that point. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing another preferred walk on, but I didn't do anything. So like, I know how, like, where what I could do or whatever. So I was trying to get on the field. So the recruitment didn't go that great, but I just wanted to go whoever like wanted me the most, like whoever wanted me to go on a visit and then like take care of me on a visit. You know what I mean? So like, they brought me to Pittsburgh and then did the most when I went to Pittsburgh. So it was like, I fell in love with it. So I was like, yeah, really, I liked it. So I went over there.
So you chose Duquesne is your second school?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so it was just the fact that they showed the most interest.
Yeah,
felt like they really wanted you to be a part of their program.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did the offensive system? Did you feel like it was a system you could come in and contribute to, or did you feel like it would be a hard transition fitting into the scheme there, or were the coaches
Nah.
the type of coaches you were looking to be coached by, or?
Yeah, I mean, I really went over there because the cornerback coach from St. Francis that gave me my first offer in high school, he was coaching at Duquesne at that time.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
it's two different, sides of the ball, whatever, but I already had that relationship. He's the only coach that went and actually came to see a game in high school and like actually did stuff to like, I felt bad when I didn't commit to St. Francis to go play DB. You know what I mean? So it was
Okay.
like, so that's really why I went to Duquesne also. And they showed, most love, but probably because of him, So I
a little bit of it was trying to make right the fact that maybe you kind of, I don't want
made
to
a
say
bad decision.
but kind of gaffed off a coach that was showing a lot of interest in you.
Yeah, I didn't want to make that same mistake again. But as soon as I went there, he left. So it was like, damn. As soon as I got to, I was so tight. He gonna hit me up as soon as I commit and all that. He gonna text me like a week. He gonna hit me a week later and say, I'm sorry, Raphael. I wish I told you this in person, like whatever. I'm like, wow, it's crazy.
So you thought you were making something right in a way and finding a new home, and a week later he's like, all right, see you, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I'm out.
Wow, that's crazy.
That was crazy.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So when he told you that, I mean, yeah, I know the initial reaction, but like, how did you process it all? Like, what were your thought processes as you're processing this? Like, man, I thought I made a mistake a long time ago. Here I am. I'm trying to make things right to a certain point. I've committed to this school. I've already left one school going to another, and now he's out of here. Like, what was your thought process at that point?
Yeah, I didn't really care that much for real. Like when he left, I was like, I'm cool. I'm ready here. I'm ready to play football. So it ain't really matter at that point. But it is kind of crazy that I went there. For him, obviously I was upset, but it's like he wasn't coaching my side of the ball. And at that time, I kind of made relationships with when he left. I made relationships with some of my teammates and stuff like that, and other coaches. So it was like, I'm all right. I was all right in the beginning. Shit.
Wow, that's crazy. So you get to you're at Duquesne now. You're at school number 2. Coaches left. So as you start to try to assimilate and fit in, what were your goals going into the season with them?
I wanted to ball. Like I wanted to finally go play full season. Go start. Go for 1,000 yards, many touchdowns. Help my team win.
I got you.
That's really what I was trying to do.
And what type of offense were they? Did they finally settle in on running after some coaching changes at Duquesne? Like what type of scheme were you going to be operating out of at that point?
They ran the same offense for 20-some years. They ain't switched nothing. Really? No nothing about the offense. That's what they were all telling me.
What type of offense was that? Spread or pistol or
offense for real?
Okay.
So, but I mean, we ran the ball a lot. We ran the spread offense, the same 6, 5, like same 4 pass plays, but they worked, the offense worked. Like we was getting right. But it wasn't hard at all. Nowhere near compared to, the only thing that was hard with the transition was the flipped hand signals. So like, it would be, how do I do it? So like if you do something this way, that means the play was going this way. But in the other offense, we had to, since we're on the right, it's the right. But like we're looking at it on the field, it's to the left. So like we'd have to flip it on the field instead of the coaches flipping it for us to make it
Okay.
easier. So it was that's the only thing that was like different, but everything else was not that bad. But I remember that for sure.
So how did it go for you? Talk about the season and production wise. How did the season go for you?
So it went good. I thought that was the year I was gonna go for 1,000 and go crazy. I was balling like I was just balling. I was just excited to go. And I was starting, getting right. I'm in the slot now, so I was out wide at Old Dominion. So I was out wide at Old Dominion. Now I'm back to where I need to be for real. So now I have the little out wide experience, and now I'm finally in the slot, and I can move around my speed, and like I can do everything out the slot. And I'm a good ball handler. I'm a really good ball handler. So like getting the ball out the backfield, like I was in heaven. I was loving practice every day. I was loving just cooking every day. And then going into the season, I was starting number one. And mind you, the guys, so I'm starting, and then week before week one, I hurt my AC joint. I catch a ball on the back corner in the end zone, touchdown, and I land straight on my shoulder. Pop my whole AC joint. Yeah, week before Florida State. And it's my family was coming to see that game and everything. The family I'm with right now in Jacksonville. I was telling you I was in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
They went to the game and all that, and I couldn't even go play or whatever. But ever since that, I was coming back from the AC joint injury. And
so what did that do for your confidence when you hurt your AC joint? You're not going to get to really play that season. What was your mental process, your thought process at that point? Were you still pretty positive as your career moving forward, or did you hit kind of a roadblock mentally and emotionally, or?
Yeah, like I did. Only when I was upset. I was really upset. I was so it was like the worst because I was ready to go play. Like I was ready to go. And that was like I never felt better. Like I was until like everything came together. And then I'm playing Florida State on week 0. So like everybody's watching that game. Like it's not even, you know what I mean? It's like it's the first college football game in the season, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's like what of the whole year. And it's like not I don't know, not being able to play that game is actually ridiculous. And so that kind of, but okay, cool. Now I'm just trying to go play. And now I'm just ready to get back. So it did suck, you know. But once I started feeling that, they even tried to put the shot in my arm, the steroid shot. I don't know what you call it. It's I don't know, I forget what you call it, to make it like it was done. I tried. Like I was like, yo, I'm trying to play. They were like, no, like we don't need you for this game. You know, like we need to win conference or whatever it may be. But I wasn't with that. So I was trying to go ball. But my confidence didn't go down. I just knew I was hurt. So like I just knew I just had to get healthy and then I'll be straight.
How many weeks did that sit you down for?
So it sat me down for 4 weeks. No, it sat me down for 3 weeks. And then when I came back, they said they were gonna use me if they need me. So they're gonna use me 2-minute drill. So this is what happened. All right, so the Florida State, we played Florida State, and the person that came in for me, like when I went down and had to play come in for me, he was my roommate, and he's balling right now. He's in the CFL right now. He just got drafted to the CFL. He transferred to right after that State. So he was a bowler, you know what I mean? Like he was straight. But he comes in for me and he scores a touchdown versus Florida State. So balling, whatever case may be. He should have been starting X regardless. So we're going, and I'm coming back from my injury. Now I'm coming back. Now I am they said they want to use me for 2-minute drill. So only when they need me, whenever we need a first down, I'm coming in. You know what I mean? To get my shoulder 100% for conference play. So this is what I'm hearing. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm coming whenever it's 2-minute drill when you need me. They come in. So Youngstown, I come in. I remember I come in 2-minute drill, and they're going to me over it, like trying to, they're trying to, get in the field, try and get a first down. So get a first down, I come out. Get my shoulder right. So like now I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, we're getting back. I'm just trying to get my shoulder right. And then for the rest of the year, I don't know. All my position coaches were on some, you're the future of this program. Like, what are we talking about future? Like, why y'all talking like that? Why y'all talking about future? Like, I'm good. Like, my shoulder's straight now. My head coach wasn't with none of that. And he put me on punt, block, and stuff like that. And I'm going, I'm straight. I'm doing pump block and stuff like that. So I played like 5 games that season. I don't know really much of what went down for real, because it was weird communication between, and I don't want to sound like, because I know a lot of guys, they just say a whole lot of whatever, you know what I mean? But it make no sense at all. And it was like nobody wanted that. It was like nobody wanted that but my head coach. Like, there was soul in the pro. There was not a coach. It was like there was arguments between. Was I break? Wait, I got you. I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it froze up just for a second.
I think that's me.
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, after that, I just I didn't play receiver. I didn't play offense for the rest of the year. None of that. I'm balling in practice. My coach. My coaches, they was trying. My head coach just wasn't trying to talk to me, and then I just felt off, and then I felt as if I just felt off. So I decided. I think it was because like I couldn't go anywhere, like I couldn't leave. Mm-hmm. So like I had 4 more years of eligibility or 3 more years of eligibility, and I couldn't leave. So when my roommate came and bowled, and then, the person that came in the slot, that was. No, not in the slot. He was playing Z at first when I was in the slot. He's a bowler too. He was straight. He transferred. He went for like 800 yards at a D1 school, like FCS. You know what I mean? And he bowled. He went to Steelers training camp. So like, he's straight. You know what I mean? So he was out there. The person that came in, my boy Abdul, he came in for me. He was straight too, but I mean. I was the best player on the team. I feel as if, you know what I mean? Like I was like, and I was like, I put on my cards right. Like I wasn't like, I was never, I don't know. It was weird. That was weird. That one got to me because it was like, I felt like I was balling, and it was like nobody wanted me not to play. It felt so off. It was like my head coach had the most pull ever. And it was like, wouldn't even say why. He wouldn't like say to me what. I feel as if it was because I had 4 years and the people that were there were seniors. And then the person that just came in scored a touchdown versus Florida State. And you know what I'm talking about? And like he'd been there for a couple years. I just got there. They had me for the future or whatever the case may be. But it's like the communication, like it was weird. It was like just so off. I ain't want to beat her. Like it was crazy. So I was like, I'd rather just go play football. Like I'd rather for sure go play football. Like there's no reason why I'm not playing football right now. So I want to for sure go play ball. So like I felt as if, because I couldn't go to another Division I roster, because even with my practice film and stuff like that, I got an offer from Albany and Albany or whatever to go over there. But I would have to sit out a year before I graduated. So,
yeah.
So the only option was to go the JUCO route and go play. So that's what I did on RIP. So I'm like, I'd rather just go get a season. I want to go play football. So I'm gonna go play. And then after that, go
So
back to school. But
you get to Monroe College, how did things feel when you got there?
It was a lot different, for real. But like, I loved it because I got to play football. So like, it was a lot different because it was like I'm in a dorm now, and there's 4 of us in the dorm. I was just in an apartment by myself, and now, now I'm in a dorm with 4 people inside the room.
Yeah.
So it was like that's what was different, but I loved it though because it was just football, like straight ball. Like I get up, like it's nothing else, and it was just I don't know. It was fun. So I mean, I loved it. I loved it. I love my coaches over there. Everything about over there was straight, just except for my team.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was good. I loved all my teammates and my everything.
Production go up.
Yeah. So my coach, my head coach has like a lot of relationships on the team. So like he wanted everybody to get the ball and everybody have a chance to go play at a different school, whether it was D3, because people didn't, JUCO, like they just want to go play football, like college football. So I think it was more of like we understood like I was gonna get an offer, like and so that's after the game so other people could go eat, you know what I mean? So it was like I didn't play most of the second halves of games. Like most of the games we'd be blowing them out like early. Like I'd go score like we'd go score a couple touchdowns, about to blow it, and we have like mad kids trying to go play, trying to get something on film. I mean on the on film or whatever the case may be. So I'm like, I'm cool with it. Like I'm cool with it. I'll go ball and then have my teammates ball second half or whatever. But all the top games when we played ranked teams, that's when I had my best games. That's when I played the whole game, whatever. Finally, I have 100 yards receiving, all that. But but yeah, I like that. It was cool. I loved it over there. Transition was cool too. It was the easiest playbook. So
what made you, after Monroe College, what made you decide, okay, I think I'm just ready to try my hand at being a professional football player? What was behind the decision?
I didn't want to any more not being sure again. I just want to go play football and then that's what I have to worry about for real. Like I don't want to have to go through all the college school situation, all of that again. I don't want to do that. So like I had another year of eligibility, and I had an offer to go to Albany again, but I feel as if going this university route and then not knowing because there's a lot of relationships in college football, like way too much. Like I even understand it because I don't even feel bad. Like when, like even in the JUCO football, like I could have been like, nah, coach, like I could have been like, coach, like I'm playing the second half. You know what I mean? Like straight, like, and then just like I could have done, but it was like I don't know, we're you know what I mean? It's football. Like it was kind of like it was that like felt like more like it just felt like different. Like it didn't feel like I wanted to. Even though I should have used that and then been like, that's me. That's because that's my way into getting my opportunity and stuff like that. Like a big one because I could go play at that level. So it was like, I don't know. I should have played it like that, but I mean, I don't know. So I was just like, I don't want to do school at all. I don't want to go that route again at all. I just want to go play football. And if it doesn't work out, then I'll figure out something else. But I'll probably go back to school when I want to go, finish my degree. I only have a semester left, so.
What's your major?
Communications.
Communications.
It's something late. I just
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Communications, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to do in the comm field?
Whatever. I mean, it's kind of broad, so like. I would like to do marketing or whatever the case may be. I'll do marketing. I want to like, I don't know. Right now, I'm working on, businesses and stuff like that have nothing to do with communications. I guess I just wanted to take an easy
Okay. I'm just
major
curious.
to play football.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Serious. Yeah, nothing
Yeah.
serious.
I'm just curious. That's usually a question we ask towards the end of the interview. If the formal question is that we ask at the end of the interview is usually, once the game is over for you, once your final game has been played, you've hung your cleats up for the final time, you're walking out of the door of the football world. What's next for that athlete? And in this case, that's what that question was about. What is next for you when the game of football is done completely?
Yeah, I'm gonna make money, any business ventures, lots of different business ventures. I'm helping my father. My father has like a little LLC. He's doing like he's reconstructing houses and stuff like that. So I'll probably get into like helping him out like heavy. So I'll do that a lot. I make some money online, doing a couple of things, but it's not nothing too big, nothing too sustainable. Just probably just working business. Just trying. I don't want to be somewhere. I never wanted to be somewhere and just be there. I really want to move around. So I mean, I like to do what Natalie's doing for real. Maybe.
Yeah, it's the best. I love it. I think you would too, for sure.
I'm saying.
So let's talk about leadership. Okay. Let's talk about leadership. On the football field, there's typically two types of leaders. There's the loud, boisterous, rah-rah leader, the Ed Reeds, the Ray Lewis's types. Then there's that quiet, lead by example, bring your lunch pail to work kind of guy. Which one are you, and why do you feel that way?
I'm that one, like the second one. I really just show. I feel as if I don't have to do much to be a leader. I mean, I just go do what I have to do, and my teammates see what I'm doing is working. So I mean, they kind of just they'll follow along. Like I love like my teammates, my JUCO teammates and stuff like that. They'll text me right now, and then they'll ask me for what should I do with this route? Like what should I have done? Like why this happened? And I'll break it down easy, like for them real quick. And I love that because it's like, all right, they see, and I didn't have to do much. Like I would do a lot of that when I was there around them. Like, and they'll ask a question. You ask a question, and I'm going to tell you. You know what I mean? Or like I'll always cheer you on, make sure they're seeing me do the right things. Like I'm never gonna be wilding on the sideline or anything. Like I'm always gonna be tentative, like paying attention. Like I said, like getting the playbooks down and stuff like that. I get the playbook down by getting the rep, but not only getting the rep, seeing the rep. So like seeing the teammates, so like I'm always on 10 watching my teammates get right, making sure they're doing when they get off the field. I'm making sure it's like, yo, why didn't you convert that to, or like we was talking about before, like, why didn't you convert that? It was cover 2. Why are you, doing the cover? Yeah, like I'll do a coach's job, a little bit. And I feel as if, but not, I'm not overly doing anything at all. I kind of just leading by example, and when people have questions, that's really how it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not really that loud. I don't talk that much. I'm talking a lot in this interview, but this is the whole point, right? This interview.
Okay.
Right.
So as you prepare now for professional opportunities on the football field, talk about your training regimen. So basically kind of like, in a sense, right now it's kind of like an off-season point for you. Take us through a week with Raphael as far as how many days a week are you training, first and foremost? What are you focused on each day? And then I want you to talk about what are you doing for flexibility? Do you go to yoga classes? Do you do dance classes? Are you a guy that just says, hey, man, I got my bands and I do my own program? Then I want you to talk about your nutrition plan. Are you putting on weight, taking weight off, leaning out? If so, in any of those scenarios, talk about some of the specific changes to your diet, more protein, less protein, whatever. Kind of walk us through that. And then finally, I want you to finish up talking about recovery strategies. What have you found that you like to do recovery-wise? Some guys swear by ice baths, old school style. Some guys like the new technology cryotherapy. Some guys like cupping or acupuncture or massages. Everybody has what a different routine of what they feel they like and what works for them. So talk about those various components and kind of what you've been able to put together.
Yeah, so first, I mean, I work out almost every day, probably 6 days out the
Okay.
week. I don't. There's always a day I'm like, but it's really when I'm feeling it, like when I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna work out today. You know what I mean? Like my body is like, yeah, I just went crazy
Okay.
or whatever case may be. So I about like damn near every day. So I'll work out every day. I'll get field work. I'll I'll go to the gym. I'll get field work. I usually go to the gym later on at night. I do mostly everything later on at night because on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'll go to the airport and go work with my aunt. So I'll go over there, go work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday. So when I get off, usually it's the end of the day anyway. So I kind of just do that. I wake up, I get right, and I'll go train. I do yoga dolo. I do it by myself. I don't do yoga in a class or anything. So I'll go pull up I'll be pulling up the same couple of YouTube videos, and then I'll go do yoga by myself. I have a workout trainer that goes and does football field work with me, but it's more of like it's not receiver work. It's more of like just movement. You know what I mean? Like just like basically like track and field work, kind of like pretty much, but on the field. So I'll go do that. I'll go work on the field with him a little bit. I'll go grab quarterback at Edward Water. There's a couple guys that be working with me at EW. It's a HBCU school over here in Jacksonville. So I'll go work out with them a couple days a week. Whenever they're trying to and they're available to go get field work. So I'll do that. And yeah, I say I like yoga for that. And I like yoga for recovery. Like, I don't know. I like it for recovery too. It kind of feels like it's recovery. I don't know.
Okay.
So especially like after a lift or whatever the case may be, like it's I feel good. So I like yoga recovery. I do like ice baths, but I don't take ice baths a lot, like by myself or whatever. Like if I'm at a facility and they have ice bath, I'll hop in an ice bath once in a while. It's about it. Oh, eating. I just drink water. I don't drink nothing else but water. So I feel like that helps a lot with like my nutrition and stuff, because I don't eat that much, but none. I mean, I don't eat that good. Like, but I don't eat bad. I don't know. It's weird. Like, I don't care. Like, I'll eat fried food. Like, I'll eat fried chicken. I'll eat whatever. But like, I won't eat like tasty cakes or like I won't eat like candy that much. Like once in a while. But I don't care. I don't care too much about it. I don't have no strict diet for real. Yeah.
Okay. Ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen,
that's
we're
about
here
it.
with Raphael McCoy, receiver, Monroe College, Old Dominion University, and Duquesne University. We're also here with Natalie Candiano. I get that wrong every time.
It's okay.
Regional scout with us, interviewing Raphael, getting to know him. Talk about who you try to model your game after on the field when you're in a game scenario. Who are you trying to play like?
I like LaShawn McCoy and Deshaun Jackson for real when I was younger, because I was an Eagles fan. So like, I don't want to say I don't really model my game after anybody, but like, I used to watch them a lot. Like as a ball carrier, I feel as if I have like I get shifty, like how LaShawn McCoy, LaShawn McCoy, right? Like,
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he used to be like one of my favorite offensive players, and Deshaun Jackson just fast, like he'll take the top off anybody. So I like his game too. So, and they play for my favorite team. So those guys were the guys I really was like, oh, I kind of want to be like. When I was younger, I was like, I want to be like them for real. But like everybody else, I feel like I have a different play style. Not a different play style, but I play I clearly play differently than other people. I feel as if other people they train as in like a robot, like they're like they have to do this. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
have to. This is the release I've been working on. Like this is the release I've been on doing all the time or whatever. It's more of a feel. I feel as if, but I mean, it's all consistent. It's all coming from a base. Like it's all coming from the same. Like it's all coming from the same fundamentals. But it's like I don't know. It's more of like it's more of a feel than being like robotic. So it's like I never really looked at somebody and was like, oh, I want to go do exactly. I want it to look like that. Like I don't know, bro.
Okay. Who do you look up to? It can be anybody. It can be a family member, teacher, professor, childhood best friend, somebody you passed on the street that gave you a piece of advice. I mean, it can be anybody. Teammate, coach, doesn't matter.
Probably my father, for real. Like probably my father. I'll go to my dad. He done did a lot, like with nothing throughout his life. So probably my father. And yeah, that's about it, I think.
Okay. Nelly, you got anything you want to ask? I know you've been kind of quiet. You want me to kind of.
I know. I was kind of just, listening through, and, I kind of had, I was going through and just, I know we had our phone call interview and kind of went through a lot of this stuff, but it was nice to kind of to get that, deeper and longer kind of, call and hear kind of different perspectives about things and kind of hear how your mindset is and, how motivated and, confident that you are, about football because, it's tough sometimes, football is a business and it can be very competitive and you're going up against a lot of people. And I know kind of when you played at Monroe College, you were kind of working with, there's a lot of receivers because I was looking through your roster on there and you had, I think there was about 16 receivers or something, I think on your offense and you didn't have a wide receivers coach either. So who did you have that was coaching or helping you guys with that many?
So it felt as if I was damn near the receiver coach half the time. I'm not gonna lie. We so like we had our offensive coordinator in the beginning of the year, and he was actually who recruited me and brought me in to go play there for a little bit after he was who coached kind of basically coached the receivers. So after that, he had got fired. So like a little bit like going into the season, he had got fired for different whatever situation with the team, But after that, our head coach, Coach Pulley, he started coming in and just playing the film and stuff like that, and then we just go over it, and like I'd pretty much like let my teammates know what it is, what it should be, or whatever, all that.
Yeah, because I'm sure it was probably nice for them to have somebody come in who played D1 ball and had that exposure and experience to kind of help lead them. So I that's nice because I know it's probably got to be hard with that many receivers on a team and coach is trying to get everyone film and exposure. So I know that was probably a lot, but I'm sure it taught you a lot too.
Yeah, it did for sure. It did. It really gave me like. It gave me like love for football, like the game again, because I like really hated. Like I started hating it after the situation. It's like proving myself and improving myself over and over, and then how things played out. It was like refreshing. It felt like to finally just be somewhere that was like, okay, everybody wants me here. Like everybody's happy for like, you know what I mean? Like everybody's like, all right, like this the guy. You know what I mean? So it's like. All right, that felt good. Yeah, that felt good because it's like I felt as if I ain't do nothing to not for that to be the case like before. So I don't know.
Well, that's awesome. That it is got to be a refreshing feeling because you got to play and actually enjoy your season and stuff like that. Because I know obviously when you're at Duquesne and stuff, and when your roommate and stuff had come in and started as receiver, and you kind of felt like you were like the second choice, and they kind of just brushed you under the woods because they had other guys who were veterans. But I feel like your experience and your exposure that you got from there. I mean, being able to have that year at Monroe, I feel like helped you gain a lot for sure. So
Yeah, I think so too. I'm glad I made the move. Looking back, I'm glad I made the move for sure.
Right. I'm glad you did too. I remember like when I was, searching on Europlayers and I saw your profile, and I remember I called Coach Potts and I was like, "Hey, I got this guy here. He looks really good." And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Get in contact, set up a call," and we did. So I'm glad to have, you as a client and, be able to help you, get to where you want to be.
I'm glad to be your first client. Here we're gonna take off, Natalie.
Right?
Let's go.
Hey, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Hey, just curious, I won't say just curious. If you can, put your car salesman hat on. And for the next couple minutes, tell coaches and scouts and GMs that may see this today, tomorrow, next week, whatever. Tell them why they should give you an opportunity versus somebody else. This is your chance to sell yourself.
Yeah, I feel as if people playing right now don't even care about what they're doing. I feel as if a lot of people that's playing and like on teams, obviously you can't take nothing away from them because they did what they had to do to get in that position, of course. But I feel like I'm hungry right now. I'm hungrier than I ever been. And it's like, and that's crazy to say because of what I've did. But I feel like I ain't do nothing. And I know I could play at the highest level. I could be on the NFL roster right now and bowl. Not only just, you know what I mean? Not only just contribute. I feel like I can contribute to a team. So it was like, I feel like that right now, but I'm happy to play anywhere. I'm cool to go play any type of football. I'm gonna go play football, and I feel like people don't even, they do it for other reasons, and it's like maybe that's like that got into my head, previously, but I never just wanted to play ball ever like than I do now. So I feel you're gonna get the best version of me, and it's gonna be I know how good I am, but how good I could be is a lot. Like, I'm excited to see it if I get the opportunity. I just hope, somebody can see it. But I feel as if, I'll contribute right now to any roster. So that's why.
Okay. It's been really fun getting the chance to get to know you and doing this interview. I appreciate the fact that you've taken time out. You've been patient with us and understanding, trying to play tag your it, trying to do this deal. But I really do appreciate it, and I think you've done a great job with the interview. Natalie, is there anything else you want to ask? Anything that you wrote down notes or anything you want to know? Or
No, I feel like we kind of went through and kind of talked about everything, and I learned just being able to learn that deeper side and go more in depth about things. I felt like it was really awesome to just your motivation, your work ethic is, always a really standout thing. And, your attitude about, when you were at Monroe College and, wanting to give those other guys a chance too. And, because sometimes it's hard, guys, like I think we were talking about as well, sometimes it's tough because, people want to see and, they want to have the most yards, the most stats and stuff like that because they feel like, okay, that's what's going to stand out. But to really get to know you as an individual and understand that you are motivated, you're dedicated, and you care and love the game, I feel like that stands out, so much. And I think a lot of coaches and scouts and everybody is really going to take note of that for sure.
I appreciate it. I hope so.
Yeah, I believe it. You've got a lot of talent. I see it.
Thank you. So do you, the best recruiter out, like for real.
She's doing a great job. She really is. She's learning very quickly. She's taken the bull by the horns and really absorbed knowledge and wrote down things and asked questions and learned. And we're excited about her growth as a scout and the things that she has coming down the pipe for her in the professional sports world. I couldn't be happier to have her on board, and it's been a breath of fresh air. I'll be honest. We've had some scouts or people that said they wanted to be scouts and didn't really produce, didn't really ask questions, want to learn, want to know, just kind of disappeared on us. And so having her and watching her progress and develop and just really become involved has been really, really exciting. So she's going to be a good one coming down, as the weeks and months go by. She's going to turn into an excellent scout, and I see a bright future for her. So I got one last question for you, and I do this every time I do an interview. Is the 99% of the interview is formal and it's about football topics and it's about people learning who you are and getting to know you as a player and potentially offering you an opportunity. I usually kind of end things on kind of a little bit lighter hearted, more fun note. So obviously EA Sports several years ago took it away from us. College football, the video game, broke a lot of people's hearts. A lot of things happened when the dust finally settled and everything was cleared. They gave us the game back. So my question to you, this final question, is the hardest question of this whole interview. So I'm going to need you to really lock in and focus right here.
All right.
3 parts. Part 1, do you own it? 2, have you played it? And 3, if you have played it, who are you running with?
So, nah, I don't got it.
Okay.
I told myself I'll never play until I'm in the game. So I'm never gonna be in the game. So I'm not gonna play it. I made a promise to a couple of my cousins. I was like, I'm never gonna play until I'm in it because I thought I was gonna. It was when they dropped it. It was when I went to JUCO. So I never played it because of that. But when I do play it, finally, when I get signed and I'm like, all right, cool, I can play it now. I'm gonna roll with Old Dominion, of course. What are we talking about?
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Just
100%.
curious. Just curious.
Yeah,
Just want to know.
I gotta play with my guys.
All right. I got you. So, what's your outlook on Old Dominion this year, going into their season? What's your outlook for them record wise? Who are you looking at as kind of the breakout player?
Jason Henderson. I don't really know. A lot of us are gone that I played with. Either pretty much almost all of us are gone. But Jason Henderson, he's the best linebacker in the nation. Middle linebacker, one of the best middle linebackers in the nation. He led the nation in tackles a couple years ago. He's from my district, so he's from my area. We went on Penn State visit together and all that, so that's my guy for real. But he just saw third team All-American, preseason All-American, second team preseason All-American. Yeah, he's a beast, actually, ridiculous. So you're gonna see him. He's gonna ball. He's gonna go to the NFL after this next season. So I'm excited about him. Chris Trinidad, he's a baller. That's my boy.
What do you think the record's gonna be? What's your prediction?
I don't really know. I don't know. I don't watch them. I don't know who's really on the roster. I don't know really nothing about them for right now. But hopefully they do good. Hopefully they do. Yeah.
All right. I got you. Well, tell everybody where you're at on social media. How can they find you? How can they reach out to you if they want to talk to you directly?
I am on Instagram 14Raf. I am on Twitter at Raphael McCoy 14. So yeah, those are the areas I guess you can reach me if you need me. Yeah.
All right. Good deal. Well, if you want to see his profile, that'll be on our website. Go to www.hgemz, Gemz, scouting abbreviated, SCTNG.com. You can see his profile there. It'll be up and running today with this interview. If you have an opportunity for Raphael, please feel free to contact myself or Natalie. You can text, email, call, direct message. and we'll be happy to entertain those opportunities and discuss them with Raphael. We appreciate everybody that's watched or will watch the interview in the coming days. Again, Raphael, thank you for taking time out on a Thursday. I know it's a holiday week. Really appreciate your patience and being willing to work with us on this. So thank you very much. Travel safely. Have safe travels. Enjoy your weekend with the family. And we hope everybody out there has a great 4th of July. Enjoy some pretty weather, some time with family. And we'll see you back here again soon on the next Hidden Gems one-on-one live stream.